Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Destiny of Oracles. I hope you're all doing well today. I don't know why, but even before I started tuning into today's energy, I kept feeling this very strong push and pull dynamics. It feels like somebody is trying very hard to convince themselves that this separation phase is permanent. But emotionally, they haven't detached at all. And there is a very heavy energy of unfinished business coming through here. Now, as always, this is a collective reading, so it may or may not resonate with everyone. Please take what resonates and simply leave the rest. Energies can also be reversed, so always trust your own intuition above everything else, okay? But if this message has found you today, I don't think it's by accident because I already feel like there are some emotional truths that are becoming impossible to ignore. So let's get into this and see what actually is happening in this no contact situation. The first thing I want to know here is what is really happening in your person's energy during this period of silence. Is this true emotional detachment, or is it something much deeper that is going on beneath the surface? Okay, so we have got the Four of Cups. We have got the Nine of Wands in reverse. And we have got the Moon energy in reverse. Well, this is interesting because I don't think your person is emotionally detached at all. In fact, the more I look into these cards, the more I feel like your person is becoming emotionally overwhelmed by everything they have been trying to suppress. Look at the Four of Cups here. It tells me that your person has been trying to disconnect from these emotions or ignore them in a way almost to convince themselves that doing nothing was the safest option. But here's the thing, I don't think this emotional avoidance is working anymore. With the Moon card also in reverse, this shows me that something is becoming very difficult for your person to hide from themselves. Emotional truths that were buried, they were denied, or those that were pushed aside are now beginning to come onto the surface. Your person may be realizing that this connection affected them much more deeply than they originally admitted. So, I think also the presence of Nine of Wands here, and that too in reverse, makes me also feel that your person is exhausted. Exhausted from carrying the emotional walls, from staying guarded, exhausting from pretending that they don't care. But the shocking part is that I think your person believed that silence would help them move on, but instead it may have forced them to confront the feelings that they were, desperately trying to avoid. So I do see your person continuing to think about this connection, and the problem is that emotional realization and taking actions are, two different things. And because if your person is finally acknowledging these feelings, the real question is that what is actually stopping them from reaching out? Is it fear? Is it pride outside the circumstances? Or is it something else? So let's see what is actually stopping that your person from reaching out to you. We have got the Sun card in reverse, the Justice card in reverse, and we have got the Five of Wands. So I feel like your person knows that something in this connection has been kind of left unsorted, unresolved. And I don't think that they're at peace with how things ended or where the things are actually going. The energy coming through the Sun card in reverse tells me that your person is not as happy or as emotionally fulfilled as they may appear on the surface because there is disappointment here, there is regret here. I almost feel like your person expected time or distance to make things easier, but instead it seems like they have created it even more. They have created even more of the emotional confusion. Because you also have got the justice card in reverse. I think I can't, ignore the fact that your person may feel that something was unfair, either something they did, something that happened between the two of you, or simply the way this connection unfolded. So, for some of you, your person knows that they made a mistake, but admitting that would mean taking accountability. And I don't think that's easy for them. Also, the Five of Wands tell me that the conflict is the real obstacle here. For some of you, this is an external conflict like family circumstances, distance, or other people. But for many of you, this feels like internal conflict, like your person is battling themselves. But here's what your person didn't expect: the silence has not given them any sort of clarity. It actually intensified the emotional struggle for them. Your person wants peace, but they may still be fighting pride, fighting fear, resentment, or the consequences of the past actions. And that is exactly why this no contact situation has continued for all as long as it has been. I do see your person remaining silent for now, but I don't think that this inner conflict can continue indefinitely because your person is struggling this much internally. So the real question becomes, what are they hiding from you during this period of no contact? Let's see what feelings, truths, or behaviors are happening behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. We have got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Hmm. So I think your person is carrying a tremendous amount of emotional burden right now. And I think what they're hiding from you is just how deeply this ending or separation has actually affected them. The Ten of Swords tells me that your person feels this loss very intensely. Whether they'll show it or not, this person knows that something significant has happened between the two of you. For many of you, your person is still replaying the ending, the conflict, or the moment everything changed. I don't think they have completely healed from this. And honestly, with the presence of Ten of Wands here, I feel like your person has been carrying this emotional weight alone. They're overwhelmed, they're exhausted. But here's the contradiction: instead of sharing that burden, they have chosen to stay silent. And the shocking part is that with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I think your person is getting very close to reaching a breaking point. This is somebody who has been trying to maintain the control for a very long time, but I don't think that they can continue holding everything much longer. Your person may not be telling you this, but I feel like they are beginning to realize that keeping distance has not protected them emotionally. If anything has made this situation worse, it's their own behavior. The pain is getting heavier. Your person thought silence would help them regain the control, but instead, the silence may have forced them to fully feel what they have lost. And honestly, I think that realization is becoming unbearable for your person. I do see your person becoming increasingly restless behind the scenes. But here's what I still don't fully trust, because somebody is hurting, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are ready to act also. Okay. So the real question now is, what is your person most likely doing the next move? Will they continue holding back, or are we approaching a point where the silence can no longer continue? Let's see what your person's next move is. So we have got the Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Well, this is where things become complicated, because I don't think your person is emotionally done with this connection at all. But I also don't think they are completely free to act the way they want. The strongest message coming through here is that your person is being forced to think very seriously about long term consequences. The Ten of Pentacles, it tells me that stability, family responsibilities, or existing commitments are playing a huge role in your person's next move. Because for some of you, this person may already have significant obligations, and for others, they are simply thinking much more practically about the future than emotionally. Also, I don't think your person feels emotionally settled, because the lover's card is in reverse. And this tells me that this person is experiencing a great deal of inner conflict. They are questioning about choices, replaying decisions, and wondering whether they have made the right decision regarding this connection. And because the Queen of Pentacles is also in reverse, it tells me um, that something in your person's life is out of balance right now. Their emotional world, their home life, their finances, or sense of stability doesn't feel completely secure. I almost feel like your person is trying to regain control over their external world before making any major emotional moves. The shocking part is that your person may continue holding back direct communication a little more longer. But I don't think this is because they don't care. I think it's more of because they're trying to figure out what they can realistically offer and what consequences they are willing to face. Because your person wants stability, but they also know that something about this connection remains unsolved. And that's exactly why I don't believe this that the story is over yet. I do see your person continuing to think about this connection very seriously, and I wouldn't be surprised if they begin testing the waters indirectly, watching more closely, or trying to keep some form of energetic access to you. But here I would still like to know, if your person is this conflicted, what would they actually say to you if fear and pride are removed from the situation completely? So we have got the Four of Wands and the Fool energy, nice, and the Judgment. Okay. Your person has a lot more to say than they have been, allowing themselves to admit. The strongest message coming here is that your person still sees the potential for the new beginning in this connection. The Fool energy tells me that if fear and pride were completely removed, this person would tell you that they want another chance. They would want to take a risk, even if they don't know exactly where it would lead. And honestly, with the Four of Wands here, I can't ignore the fact that your person still associates you with emotional security, happiness, and stability. For many of you, this person still sees you as someone they could genuinely build something meaningful with. But the shocking part is that I don't think your person expected to feel this way after everything has happened. Judgment card is huge here because your person would likely say, I can't stop thinking about what happened between us, or I have replayed this connection over and over in my mind. I know certain mistakes were made, and I keep wondering whether we deserve another chance. This feels like somebody is going through a profound awakening. Your person is being forced to look honestly at their own choices. And I think they are realizing that this connection cannot simply be forgotten or replaced. But here's the contradiction because your person wants a fresh start also. Yet they also know that a fresh start would require accountability. They know that if they return, they cannot come back in the same way that they left. You know, the tables have turned. Your person may have once believed that this connection would always be available. This connection would always be like something they can come back to. But I don't think they believe that anymore. In fact, I think your person is becoming increasingly afraid now that you may no longer be willing to take the same risks for them you took before. I do see your person contemplating reconciliation or some sort of renewed contact. But here's the problem: wanting a second chance and being ready to do the work requires to earn it. So, before we move into advice, there's one final thing I want to know. What is the deepest emotional truth that your person can no longer avoid about this connection? We have got the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Swords, and the World card in reverse. Hmm. Well, this is powerful. I think the deepest emotional truth your person can no longer avoid is that they have been running from this connection for far too long. And that's it's no longer working. With the world energy in reverse, it tells me that the connection feels unfinished to your person. There is still something unresolved here. There are still words that are unsaid, emotions that are unexpressed, and chapters that never received some proper closure. So, no matter how much the time has passed, I don't think your person has been able to fully put this connection behind them. And honestly, with the presence of the Seven of Wands in reverse, it tells me that your person's defenses are beginning to weaken. This is somebody who has spent a long time protecting themselves, resisting these feelings, or convincing themselves that they could, simply move on. But I don't think I don't think they have the emotional strength to continue fighting this connection in the same way anymore. Also, the presence of Seven of Swords is very powerful here because I feel the deepest truth here is connected to avoidance. Your person has been avoiding something, maybe avoiding a conversation, avoiding accountability, or avoiding vulnerability, or even avoiding admitting to themselves just how much they care. I think your person knows that some of the pain in this connection was created by their own choices, their own actions, their own inability to be emotionally honest. And that's a difficult truth for them to sit with. Your person thought that they could, just outsmart their feelings, distance themselves from this connection, or simply leave it in the past. But the more they try to avoid it, the more this connection seems to follow them. The real issue isn't feelings anymore. Your person already knows how they feel. The real issue is the consequences. Because your person knows that if they come back, they cannot come back to the same person. They know that they have to be completely honest, take responsibility, or risk hearing that you have changed or moved on. And honestly, I think that is what scares your person the most. Your change scares your person. Okay, so before we close this reading, I want to shift the focus back to you because we have spent a lot of time in your person's energy. And the real question now is what is the guidance that you need to move forward? And what message does Spirit want you to hear at this point in this journey? We have got the Three of Swords in reverse, the Temperance card, and the Three of Pentacles. Hmm. Let me think for a moment. Okay, this is a beautiful advice because for the first time in this reading, the focus is finally shifting back to you. And honestly, I think Spirit is asking you to prioritize your own healing above everything else. The Three of Swords in reverse tells me that you are already in the process of healing, even if it doesn't always feel that way. You have been carrying pain, you have been carrying disappointment or heartbreak for quite some time. But Spirit wants you to know that you are not where you used to be. You have grown through this experience, and the healing has already begun. The tables have turned more than you realize. Also, with the Temperance card showing up, the message is very clear. Don't rush in this journey. Don't rush into reconciliation. Or don't rush closure. Don't rush yourself. Spirit is asking you to allow things to unfold naturally and to continue creating balance within your own life. Your peace is becoming sacred, and you shouldn't sacrifice that peace simply because somebody returns. Also, the shocking part is Three of Pentacles. It tells me that this connection may still have the potential to rebuild, but only if both parties are willing to do the work. Spirit is reminding you that relationships cannot survive on feelings alone. They require effort, consistency, accountability, and mutual participation. Your guidance towards moving forward is this, that you should continue healing, continue growing, and allow people to prove themselves through their actions rather than promises. Do not carry this entire relationship on your shoulders anymore. Because if this person truly wants a place in your life again, they will need to meet you halfway. And honestly, I think that's the lesson this entire no contact situation has been trying to teach you. So, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Remember, these are all the collective readings, and everyone has got the free will, so trust your own intuition above everything else. If this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what's happening in your situation because I absolutely love reading your comments. Thank you for joining me here at the Destiny of Oracles. Take care of yourself, protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye bye.